and welcome to my channel. In this video I will be showing you the techniques I use to shade my drawings to get a realistic effect. I will be showing you how I create a smooth even tone without smudging, and how I create gradations in tone going from light to dark. After, I will also show you how I use these techniques to shade a classical bust. I just want to take a moment to thank everyone who has watched, liked, subscribed and left lovely comments. It really means a lot and helps me to keep making these videos, so thank you. And if you do like my videos and are not subscribed, I would really appreciate it if you could please like and subscribe. Thank you. I will start by mentioning what materials I am using and why. For shading, I use a number of different pencils, both wood case pencils and mechanical pencils. From the lightest to darkest tones, I use a 2H pencil, a HB, a 2B and 4B. I then use a black Faber-Castell Polychroma pencil crayon for the darkest tones. I use a wood case pencil or a mechanical pencil depending on the texture that I am drawing. I find the wood case pencils are best for drawing more porous textures and larger areas, and the mechanical pencils are better for softer texture and fine details. I basically just swap the 2B and 4B wooden case pencils for mechanical pencils. For paper, I recommend using ones that have enough tooth that can hold the pencil, but not too much that it affects the texture of the drawing. For ones that I recommend, see the description below. I have made 2 little videos which I will speed up. These will show you how I shade from dark to light using wood case pencils and then using mechanical pencils. If you have seen my other videos, you will know I start by putting in the darker tones first, as I find this makes it easier to judge the other tones. I do not put in the darkest tone straight away, but instead start with a 4B pencil. I will then use the black Faber-Castell Polychroma pencil for the darkest areas. I use the pencil first before the pencil crayon. This is because the pencil is graphite and the pencil crayon is oil based. I have found through trial and error it works best using the pencil first and then the pencil crayon. Using the pencil crayon, I start at the darkest area and then blend it into the 4B pencil. Also, not going straight in with the darkest tones makes it easier to erase any mistakes. I use the pencil crayon instead of softer, darker B pencils, such as 8B, as I find these can be reflective. You can also use charcoal and inks to give you good dark tones, but I prefer the pencil crayon. I think it is about finding the right one which works for you and your work. I then use the 2B pencil, and starting in the 4B pencil's tones, I work my way out. By starting in the darker tones, hopefully it should hide any overlapping marks. If you do find that you get overlapping marks, and as you see that I do, I go over these using a light pencil, filling in or building up tones. I then repeat this process, working my way down the pencils from 2B to HB and HB to 2H. To create even tones when drawing, I use the technique scrumbling, which I think I've pronounced that correctly, which is basically using repetitive circles. This can be very time consuming, but I enjoy it because through the repetitive nature, I am able to focus and find that it brings me into the present moment and can feel very meditative and calming. You can also create an even layer of tone through smudging graphite or using a makeup brush to move it around. I have seen beautiful works created this way, but I prefer to use the repetitive circle because of how it gets me to engage with drawing and how I can build up different tones and depth. I also feel that this is closer to the classical drawing technique of hatching and cross hatching, which I may make a video about later if people are interested. As I have said before, it is about finding the right method that works for you. An important point that I should mention is that I do not change the pressure I use on the pencil. Instead, I keep it consistent. This is because too much pressure can flatten the tooth of the paper, which makes it hard to draw over. Instead, I change the circles and layer them. For denser tones, I draw more compact, smaller circles, layering them on top of each other. Whereas for lighter areas, I would use looser circles with less layers. As with my drawings, I go back over the tones, checking the gradations and smoothing out any overlapping tones. I will now again show you how I blend to get different tonal gradations, but this time using mechanical pencils. I use different pencils for different textures. As you can see, these are a lot smoother and the fine points make them great for drawing in fine detail. I have found with drawing different textures, I basically use the same blending technique but use different marks rather than circles. The marks are still repetitive but different depending on the texture that I am drawing. I plan to make more videos going into greater detail about how I draw the different textures. Please let me know if this is something that you would be interested in. To help with drawing tighter and looser circles and marks, you can try holding your pencil in different ways. If you hold your pencil closer to the nib, you will have more control. Whereas if you hold the pencil further down, you have less control and looser marks. These are just little examples of techniques that I use. I will now show you how I use them in a drawing. I decided to draw a bust, as this is how artists used to learn to draw in the past, and I found this one with its shape interesting. As always, I will leave a link to the reference image below, as well as a list of all the materials that I use. I am currently doing some research about classical drawing and can make some videos about it if you are interested. Please let me know in the comments below. I also want to show you a little extra tip which I find useful. If you make a grid like I have done here, you can use it to check your tones and help you decide which pencils to use. Looking at the image, I can see that it has a smooth texture and not many dark tones. So I want a soft feel to the drawing which is not very dramatic. So I plan to use a 2H pencil, a HB and a mechanical 2B and 4B. So here is my drawing. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it useful. If you have any questions, then please leave them in the comments and I will get back to you. If you did enjoy my video and would like more, then please like, subscribe and hit the bell to be notified when I next post. Thank you for watching.